Hello there, commanders, and welcome to another Total War Arena News update. We've got a patch 4.10, and if you're asking yourself where the patch 4.9 was, since the last big one was 4.8, 4.9 was a hotfix, and I don't know why they called it 4.9 instead of 4.8.1, but whatever, who cares, right? So let's look into what is in this patch. This is a shorter patch, it's not as big as the previous one. Obviously, it does introduce a new faction. So in this update, the defense efficiency of AI for bases in PvE has been optimized. Well, it doesn't say really anything, but I would assume that AI, especially because that was a problem in PvP, because if someone disconnects as like only one person, that AI after dying would just go and camp on top of the base and just be completely useless, which then makes the battle 9v10 essentially. So I would assume that's what they would fix. That's like the number one issue with AI anyway. That needs to be addressed immediately. And I would assume this is it. But I may be wrong. Let me know in the comments below if you have already found out. Because, well, you actually need to go in a PvP and have a disconnected player to see, which hasn't happened to me yet. Continuing on. Balance adjustment. Repeater. Damage output of repeater units in combat is lower than expected, so obviously repeating crossbows. Increase the attack damage of repeater units. Increase the ratio of armor piercing damage. I think that's decrease. Yeah. Slightly reduce base damage and greatly increase the armor penetration damage. The purpose of the adjustment is to increase the repeated crossbowmen to pose a greater threat to enemy units with high armor, but not to overwhelm enemy units with low armor. They weren't doing any more than AP to low armored units, as you could have seen in my videos about repeating crossbows, or even the regular crossbows. You can shoot barbarians in the back and they will only eat AP anyway, because their armor is already higher than, these values. Okay. So we've got a longbow archer. I would just assume this is tier 6 because repeating crossbows start at tier 6, if I remember correctly, right? So that'd be 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So those are the stat changes, essentially. So yeah, for everybody it's pretty much the same. AP damage has been doubled. Well, doubled here. A little bit more than doubled here. A little less than doubled in here. And the regular damage has been decreased by 4 points across the board, so not much. Adjustment base reload time from 1.7 to 1.39. That is the reload time between each bolt within a magazine, so just keep that in mind. And the overall reload of the magazine is longer. And since it isn't mentioned here, I would assume it hasn't been changed. And then we have increased the cooling time of the quick reload skill of the continuous crossbow unit to weaken the advantage of its high rate of fire. Skill cooldown has been adjusted from 24 seconds to 30 seconds. I think that's okay, but I think it now matches more with the poison bolts. Poison bolts are on 45 seconds cooldown, I believe. So, well, 45 was pretty much almost 24 times 2, so now it kind of will be a little bit less synchronized with itself. But I guess that's quite a big nerf for tier 9 and 10 repeating crossbows that have access to poison bolts. For others, not that much of a difference. And there we go, and bug fixes, it's essentially fix the problem of the Chinese search. Well, that doesn't really bother us, right? Chinese input. Fix the issue that the unit upgrade guide would be triggered accidentally without completing the novice guide. I guess some people who just started playing care. Fix an issue where a wrongly triggered boot content may cause the match to fail to enter. I mean, there are various issues with matchmaking, like, just bugs and you're not ending up in a battle. Happened to a few people recently. Fix the issue that the battle replay could not be played. Also heard the issues with replays. Yep, so I guess that's good they're fixing them. Readjusted the text of early exit game to match the current game rules. So I think that refers to that if you leave, then you only get the rewards that you have earned up to the point that you were in battle. So if you just press escape and leave, then you get the rewards, but only up to that point. Which I don't think actually is the case, but that's how they sold it in the patch notes. Then again, the patch notes are translated by Google, so it's more like empiric experience now. Or maybe I was wrong. I don't know. Oh, I never really left, but I disconnected. So maybe for disconnect you lose. Oh, they said that about disconnects. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Fixed an issue where the unit equipment displayed incorrect values in percentage. Unit equipment. So they mean, like, for example, you're buying a better armor and it gives you, I don't know, for example, plus 5% of speed, and that value was incorrectly displayed. I don't know. Doesn't really matter though, because that's just math and stats of the units. I know it matters to a lot of people, sadly, but well, it is what it is. And now they're fixing, so your math will be more correct, I guess. And even if they just test stuff in private lobbies, if you want to do that. But well, for those people that do that kind of math, I don't need to tell them that. Well, that's it for the patch notes. So, oh no, wait. That's not, yeah, there's one more important thing that I actually should have mentioned at the very beginning, but whatever. There is an issue with this patch, that apparently the English packs are disappearing. It doesn't happen to everybody, but it happens to quite a lot of people, because people have been coming to our Discord and saying, like, my EN pack disappeared, like I cannot have the game in English anymore after this patch. So well, all you need to do is go into your launcher, verify the integrity of the files, and after you do that, you will be, well, the game will re-download the files that it's missing. So if it's missing an English pack, it will download the English pack. That's essentially how it will work. Anyway, after you download it, then you're good to go, and you can change the language to English again. Well, now this is it for the entire patch notes. Thank you very much for watching, and you know what to do in order to help us bring the War Arena back to the West and make it a successful game. Right, CA? Yeah, okay. I'll see you on Arena's battlefields, Commanders.